What's going on, guys? Today we're gonna go over something that I think is not really, I guess, understood well in the Valorant community, something that I don't see done that well that often, and that's lurking. So what is lurking? Essentially what lurking is that you're trying to make a play in one side of the map while the rest of your team is trying to make a play on the other side. Now, the problem with this is that I see a lot of lower elo players doing something like they'll throw a tripwire here to watch the flank or whatever, and then they'll sit here. Like 10 seconds goes by, nothing, 15, nothing, 30, two of your teammates die, while you essentially have been sitting AFK on the opposite side of the map where nothing has happened and you're not really helping your team at all. Now that's an okay play to make sometimes, depending on the situation. Like, say for example, the enemies like to push out a lot, they like to get pretty aggressive on flanks, or they like to go for the orb, then you can sit here and bait the orb. So I mean, it's not necessarily like useless. I just think that it's a very, I don't know, I just don't like, I don't think it's very useful to your team, and it can come across very baity, and you essentially are baiting your team if you're playing like that type of lurk every single time. And I know it's not like intentional, it's just that's the way some people play, and I'm trying to show you a couple ways on how you can change that. So like I said, there's two types of lurking. There's passive and aggressive. This is more of a passive type lurk where you sit here and wait for somebody to push up. A more aggressive lurk would be maybe you throw your cam on the wall, you see maybe somebody pushes out here, nobody's there, you get ready to swing this, you swing this, nobody's there, then maybe after that you throw a cage here, you get ready to push into ramp, maybe somebody like swings you to see if you're there, and then maybe you kill the guy, or maybe he's not there, you clear this, right? And then you clear this box, nobody's there, and then you get ready to clear backside, right? So you clear this and nobody's there, or maybe you get a kill. There's a wild, like, there's just a ton of different situations that can happen off of a lurk, a lot of which that I think if you play it right, it can really make a gap for your team to make the right play, or win them the round, I should say. Now let's say for example you're able to lurk all the way up here, maybe they only have like an op sitting CT and they're banking on him watching the cross. Let's say you make it up all the way deep onto site, any site really. If you see me jump up and down like this, you hear on the site, you hear screens, you hear their spawn, you hear ropes, you gather so much information, like you know where they're moving, you know where they are. And the best type of lurks are the ones that are able to tell you, hey, I hear them rotating off A side, I hear them rotating out of heaven, I hear them rotating out of ropes, I hear them running through their spawn trying to get you guys through B. If you guys want to, you know, go through A, like come back, like this is open, I can take this. Information like that is so like valuable in a game like Valorant that I think that it's having a lurk on your team is just so important. Or let's say for example that you get this kill, right? Let's say you get the kill here, right? Off of that, you don't necessarily have to push this, you can fall back and maybe play with the rest of your team. Now what you've done is you've created a 5v4 for the rest of the game. And while that sounds like, yeah, no shit, yeah, you created a 5v4, you just killed a guy, it's more than just that, because if you get a kill, let's say you swing the guy ramps, right, and you get the kill on ramps, let's say they have a guy on site, this guy now has to worry about a potential push coming because there was an early pick. Maybe the ropes guy will play into heaven, and now that the ropes guy isn't there, your team is having a way easier time taking heaven control because they're not going to be pressured from some guy playing ropes. There's just a lot of mind games that goes into lurking that I think is just extremely valuable. So let's say on your lurks, you've been getting pretty aggressive. Like you're swinging this guy, they know you're here, right? You're making your presence known. You swing this guy, no one's there. They'll start getting used to you, and like they'll start adapting to, like, knowing that, hey, Cypher likes to play by himself, he likes to lurk, he likes to take fights. So what you could do some rounds is maybe you cage this, you activate it, maybe you swing this, you just pre-fire it, right? And then you just walk away. That's it, and you just go chill with your homies or something, and you play with them. Depending on how well you've been switching up your gameplay or the way you've been lurking, this guy now has to, he has to respect that you could be there. Like, he has to respect that you could be maybe pushed up here, maybe you're getting ready to swing on ramps, maybe you're sitting back here or something. He has to respect that Cypher is still here, like, and he can't just rotate off and give this up for free, because from previous rounds he's given it up and like you've taken a site from them because he's rotated off of heaven. Lurking is a lot of mind games. It's a lot of conditioning to condition your opponent into thinking certain things, they try to predict you, and you don't want to be too predictable. What I do for myself, what I think is very helpful is you just make a plan for yourself, a plan before every round saying, this round I'm going to swing heaven, and if nobody's there I'm gonna run away, or I'm gonna swing heaven, cage this, cage triggered, push up and try to get ramp control so that I can listen for my teammates and give them as much information as I can. Or you know what, I'm not even gonna swing, I'm just gonna throw this cage, keep this cam here, and run away. There's like such a wide variety of different things you could do on a lurk that you should always be keeping your opponents guessing. You should never be doing the same thing. You should never get predictable, and if you are, then you're not lurking correctly. And I don't know if this was obvious, but just a little thing, lurking requires a lot of confidence. You can't be afraid to just like take fights. What I used to do a lot, and I still do sometimes, I'm trying to break the habit, is I'll like, okay, the round starts, right? I'll swing this, I'll see nobody here, but then with ramps I'll slow walk. I'll just do this, I'll do one of these. And the problem with this is that you're a really easy target. So like if you swing like this, it's an easy headshot to anybody holding this angle, because they're obviously going to see you first, right? And your life as a lurk is extremely valuable. If you throw it away just by like slow walking into a guy, like you've almost lost your team the round, and it's extremely hard to get that advantage, or to, what is it, like get rid of to fix the man advantage. You know what I mean? It's now essentially a 5v4, and you screwed over your team. Now their flanks are open too, that's something else they have to worry about, and you've essentially created more pressure on your team. And I know I play Cypher a lot. Most of my videos you see here are posted about Cypher, but Omen is really good at this too. You could even do this with Phoenix. If you have like two duelists, you could throw a Phoenix here, or you could throw even a Jet here. She could smoke the cross, or Phoenix could wall this, and then he could flash. Like, duelists could make very good lurkers. It's just the problem that if your team is like struggling, trying to make plays somewhere else, I think that you should be helping your team, you know, with like, you should be playing with them, not on the other side of the map. So yeah, like Cypher, Omen, Phoenix, Jet, all good lurkers. Some better than others, obviously. Even Sky too. I wouldn't say Breach, but I don't know. I think lurking is just something extremely valuable, and I hope you guys learned something from this. I kind of rambled a little bit, but hopefully this all makes sense to you. This isn't anything too advanced. This is just like sort of the basics of lurking. I'm not a pro player or anything, but using this can honestly win you a lot of rounds. So I hope you guys learned something. Hopefully you guys get some sick plays, some sick flanks, some sick highlights. Share them with me, comment below if I missed anything important that I should have said. Like the video, comment, subscribe, do all that. Like it up. I love you guys, and I'll see you guys next time.